In this video, we're going to teach you the fundamentals involved for hitting a powerful and consistent two-handed topspin backhand. Make sure you have some space because I want you to work along with me. We're going to go over two principles and 3 checkpoints that are going to allow you to have a great backhand. Now, keep in mind the video is directed towards a right-handed player, so lefties are going to have to switch things around. So when it comes to grips, you just want the grips that leave the wrist in neutral positions at contact, where you can just swing really fast and you don't have to make a lot of adjustments. Now, I set my racket up, and what you'll see is the contact point for the backhand, and you're also going to find that we're coming from below the ball. So if I just reach out and comfortably grab the racket, we're going to find what grips we should be on. So I'm just going to reach out and grab it, and then we'll know where our grip should be for our two-handed backhand. Now, to find those grips, we're going to use a line from the bottom knuckle of your pointer finger all the way to your left palm pad. On the back, that's from the knuckle to just where the wrist meets the hand. Now, every racket handle is shaped like an octagon. They have 8 sides. And we're going to start from the top edge for a numbering system. So the top edge is number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. For the two-handed backhand grip, for a right-handed player, you want the bottom or your right hand on number 2. That's continental. Now, the left hand will be on number 7. If you've been through our forehand instructional video, you'll see that's very similar to an Eastern forehand grip with the other side, a grip that we like for the two-handed backhand. Okay, now that we understand the grips for the two-handed topspin backhand, go ahead and put your beep coach on your racket and set up your contact trainer. I'm not going to explain that in this video. If you need information on that, go to our How to Beep page and just watch the video on how to use your contact trainer. So before I go through each checkpoint and principle in order, I want to go ahead and skip to the most important aspect of the two-handed topspin backhand. It's why we have the beep coach and contact trainer, and if it's the only thing you take out of this video, it's going to help your game tremendously. So go ahead and turn your beep coach on, find your grips, and the most important aspect of the two-handed topspin backhand is getting below the ball with a hooded racket face and simplifying the stroke to just lifting your shoulders up and out vertically to your target. That's when you're going to get your beep at contact. Now notice how I'm finishing with my racket still out to the target for the most part. So one more time, below the ball target hooded, and then lift your shoulders. The principle that this is working on is learning to elevate the ball through friction, not the angle of the racket face. The way the contact trainer works, and what will absolutely ruin your backhand, is opening the racket face into contact. You're not going to get the beep, and you're certainly not going to be able to hit a hard, powerful backhand. So now that you've practiced that most important aspect of the two-handed topspin backhand, let's go ahead and take you through the whole swing, starting from the ready position. In the ready position, your racket is centered, slightly tilted forward. Your top hand should already be set for the backhand ground stroke, and your bottom hand is on your forehand grip. If you're not sure what your forehand grip is, you're going to want to go back and watch that video, but that's the grip you wait with. Now, when you see the ball come to this side of your racket, you're going to go ahead and turn for your backhand ground stroke, change your bottom grip, and now you're in the turn position for the two-handed topspin backhand. You notice how my arm is straighter, my left elbow slightly raised off my body, and my racket's all the way back in on edge. You'll notice how my arm is tucked in against my body. You'll also notice how I'm looking at my target over my right shoulder. This is the turn position, so make sure you practice getting from your ready position, turning your bottom grip, and getting your racket back in the turn position. You notice how my legs can pivot, but I'm definitely looking over my shoulder at the ball. Okay, so from the ready position, I'm going to turn and change my bottom grip. I hope you're working along with me now. And now we're going to revisit that most important principle along with another checkpoint that we already went over, that's getting the racket below the ball and closed. And from here, you just get to lift your shoulders out and up. And if you hear your beep, you know you did it right. So go ahead and practice that. Ready position, turn. I'm changing my bottom grip. My arm is straightening. My racket's all the way back. I'm looking at my ball target over my shoulder. I'm patting the doggy. I'm getting in the low and closed position. And I'm lifting my shoulder all the way up here. And this is our last checkpoint. It's called the picture position. I want you to notice a few things. Notice how I'm off my back foot. I'm on my back toe, and all my weight is on my straight front leg. Notice how my chin is down to my left shoulder. I'm still looking at the ball target or where I would have hit it. Notice how my racket's really high with the top of my racket pointing more up or even slightly to the left. This is the picture position. So we've already covered the 3 checkpoints on the two-handed backhand. The turn position, the low and close position, and then the picture position. We've also gone over one very important principle, which is learning to elevate the ball through friction rather than the angle of the racket face. Now, the last principle we want to go over relates to the shape of the swing, which should be in the shape of a Ferris wheel rather than a merry-go-round. This makes a lot of sense because it matches the shape of the spin you want to put on the ball, which is vertical. Now, the other thing to think about when you think of your Ferris wheel-shaped swing is the continuity in between the turn position and the picture position. In other words, you don't actually stop at the low and close position. The racket just accelerates through it. It's going to look a little like this. You can go ahead and pause at the turn, but once you pat the doggy, just keep your racket moving all the way to the picture position. And then go ahead and practice that a couple times. I'm in my ready position. I'm going to change my grip. Now I'm in the turn position, and I'm going to pat the doggy and finish in my picture position. Now I encourage you to jump around in this video and see which key positions or principles you think you're struggling with the most. But once you got it, it's just about getting reps. Take your beep coach, find a nice quiet space, and go ahead and practice getting repetitions on a powerful and consistent two-handed topspin backhand.